Hey guys, welcome back to this Let's Build series. Last episode we went ahead and actually created this Arctic area with this submarine. We also went around and made some small changes to existing parts, like adding this tunnel between the canyon and the Kevin the Cube area. So in today's episode guys, we're going to be creating the waiting room for the hunters. It will be a small area that the hunters have to wait in before being released automatically to go and look for them. We're also going to go ahead and actually make some small changes to the map that you guys have been asking for in the comments. So once we have all of the building done, we're going to go ahead and add the mechanics into this map, which will then turn this into a fully functional prop hunt game mode. I think this will be the last episode in the series guys, so we have quite a lot to get done to actually finish this map. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of those changes made, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. Alright guys, so we made this Hunter's waiting room. It's pretty small, but it's modeled on the entrance to Universal Studios in Hollywood. I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. So 30 seconds into the game, this barrier will get removed automatically, and then the hunters will be able to get released into the map. We also made some other changes to the map. In the fishing town, I went ahead and actually tried to smooth out the sandy beach as best I could. This is the only prop I can really use to sort of smooth out the edge and make it look a bit more natural. So I think it's pretty good considering what we had to use. So we went ahead and finished this cave up, added some camera sets around. We also went up here and expanded this cave section out to create this throne area for Kevin the Cube. I think this area turned out pretty good. I also added a bunch of these pots and stuff around Kevin so that people can hide amongst them. We also went around and added some more generic props. Some of the more generic props can be used in all of the different sets, so it doesn't really matter if you're like running between these different movie sets as a prop. You won't then stick out. Like if you were a cactus, you'd stick out in the Arctic zone. So I'm adding some more generic props so that you can sort of go between the different zones and still fit in. I know a couple of you guys wanted me to add a crane here to support this helicopter, but unfortunately I can't actually place the prefab that has the crane into the level because I don't have enough memory left to actually place the prefab. So I think now the whole park is pretty much done. I'm thinking of maybe adding a couple things outside the park in the distance. I'm thinking of adding like a small hill in this section and then the Hollywood sign written on it, but I'll see whether or not we have enough memory to be able to actually do that. So that should just leave us with the mechanics to actually make. So I'm going to be releasing a bunch of different game modes for this map, but I'll only be showing you how to make the prop hunt one in this series. If you want me to go over some of the other game modes that I'm going to be making, like the hardpoint and the domination game modes and stuff like that, then be sure to leave a comment, then I'll be able to make some tutorials of those if you want me to. So I'm going to go ahead and actually experiment with whether or not I can put the Hollywood sign into this level. It's something that I really want to do because I think it'll look really nice over in this section. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and lock down the outside of this map with a bunch of barriers, and then we can get started with basic mechanics in the game, placing the player spawns, all of the weapon loadouts. So once I manage to do all of that, I'll catch back in with you guys. Alright guys, so we managed to get the main entrance to the studios built, including this Hollywood sign off to the side. And I have to say, I think this is probably my favorite part of this entire build. We also added this red carpet all the way up to the main entrance. Above the main entrance, we managed to write Blue Drive Studios Hollywood using the signs. This main street area is going to be where the hunters are held until we release them, and then they can go and search for the props. This area is based off of the Universal Studios Hollywood entrance, and I tried to get it as close to the real thing as possible. We've managed to build all of the studio now, so all that's left to do is to start work on the mechanics. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go around the entire outside of the map, placing invisible barriers to make sure that people can't actually escape from this map. Then we're going to go around adding the player spawns and setting all of those up. We're going to add some team starting inventories after that, and then we're going to move on to the last bit, which is setting up the world and game settings in the menu. So I'm going to get to placing all of the barriers to stop people from escaping this map, and then I'll catch up with you guys when I finish that. Alright guys, so we went ahead and actually put in the mechanics and devices that we need to make this a prop hunt game mode. So I'm going to walk you through all of the devices that we've placed and all of the settings that we've set up so that you guys can create your own prop hunt maps like this. So let's start with the spawn area / hunters waiting room. I set the spawns to team 2, priority group to none, users island start is left on because we want it to be a spawn area for everyone as well, and invisible during games is off. I put down 4 spawn pads for team 2, that's because I want the teams to be split. So at the start of the game there'll be 4 hunters and 12 props. So we want to release the hunters into the world after 30 seconds. So to do this, I placed an exploding barrel right behind the gate. I set the player damage to 0, destructive damage to 200, damage indestructible buildings is on, health is indestructible so that people can't shoot it to get out early. Blast radius is set to 0.25 so it only takes out the gate and not the whole building around it. I've turned knockback off in case you're stood right next to the gate when it goes off. I set the time to detonation from game start to 30 seconds. I turned the show health bar off as well. For the prop spawns, I just placed team 1 player spawners all around the map in different locations. The settings for these are pretty simple. I set the team to team 1, the priority group to none, users island start is off because I want everyone to spawn in that lobby area at the start of the game, and then visible during games is off. So for the team settings, the prop team, I changed the team name to props, the team to team 1, the team color to sky blue, grant on respawn is still on, visible during games is set to off, bonus ammo for weapons is still on. There's a lot of settings that I don't override, and I'll just keep scrolling down now so that you can sort of play this back in slower speed, so you can get all of the settings that I'm using. So the main 3 settings that I have on here that I've changed just for the prop team are the spawns, which you only get 1 of, and then after last spawn go to team 2. So I have this set up because we're doing infected prop hunt, so after you've been eliminated as a prop you'll get automatically switched to the hunting team. I've set the max initial team size to 12, that's because I want that 4-12 split between the players. I want 12 props and 4 hunters. So I have beat the time to win enabled. This is really important because if we don't have this turned on, then the props won't ever be able to win if they actually survive the whole time. All the remaining settings are left on don't override, and I don't change these for the prop team. So in the starting inventory, I just dropped a prop gun into it. So if you don't actually know how to use the starting inventory device and how to give people weapons at the start of the game, all you need to do is you need to open up your menu, go over to the play setting, and then drag in any weapons that you want. So for the prop team, all I've done there is I've dragged in the prop gun, and now at the start of the game, when the prop team spawns, all they'll have in their inventory is a prop gun. So for the team 2 settings, all I've done is I've changed the team name to Seekers, the team to team 2, team color to red orange, grant on respawn is still on, I've turned visibility off, bonus ammo for weapons is still on, starting health I've made invincible. So because of some of the other settings that we have set up in this game mode, it's important that the Seekers can't actually die. I've left pretty much everything else as don't override. I've set the max initial team size to 4. This is so that we don't have any more than 4 Seekers at the start of the game. And I've left everything else as don't override. So for the weapon loadout for the Seekers, I've got a scoped revolver, a suppressed SMG, and boogie bombs. I've also added 900 extra ammo for both of the weapons so that the Seekers don't run out of ammo. I've done this instead of setting the ammo to unlimited, because if we set the ammo to unlimited, we have boogie bombs in the game, so they'd just be able to go around spamming all of the boogie bombs. So I've just given them loads of ammo that they won't run out, so that we don't have people just going around around spamming boogie bombs. The only other devices that we have in this world are the barrier devices. All of these are set up so that they're completely invisible, they block weapons in game, and they all have a height of 100. I then just changed the width to actually block off the sides that we needed to. This stops people from being able to break out of the map and escape. So we also added a storm device into this map. This will push all of the props into this area towards the end of the game. The storm will start from 3 minutes into the game, so for 3 minutes the whole map is unlocked and there are 4 seekers to find 12 props across the whole map. But then after 3 minutes the zone will start slowly moving in until it pushes everyone into this final area. So on the basic storm controller I have it set up so the initial radius is 300 meters. This is so wide that it doesn't cover any of the map, and I've set the end radius to 40 meters. I've set the wait time to 5 seconds, the resize time to 3 minutes, the delay time to 3 minutes, and the damage to 10%. So for the island settings, I've changed the voice chat to all, teams to team 2, spawns to 1. After last spawn they should be going to team 2, which is the seeking team. The total rounds are set to 2, there'll be 1 where you seek and there'll be 1 where you hide. Team rotation is every round, time limit is 6 minutes. All of these win conditions are left off, apart from last standing, which is turned on. This is so that when there's no more props left in the level, the game automatically ends and the win is given to the hunting team. The next few settings are all left as standard. I've changed the vehicle trick score multiplier to 0, even though I don't have any vehicles in this map and the game's not judged by score. It's important that if you do have games where score is important and you are putting vehicles in the map, it's important that you change this vehicle score multiplier to 0. Otherwise people will be able to climb into the vehicles, do a few tricks, and then break the game. I've also turned allow out of bounds off, allow spectating other teams is no, and I've changed the elimination score to 1. For the game settings, I've changed the time of day to 10 AM and then left all of the rest of these things as default. I've turned infinite ammo off, infinite resources off, maximum building resources 0, harvest style is battle royale, harvest multiplier is 0, allow building is off, building can destroy environment I've set to no, environment damage is off, pickaxe damage is off, down but not out is off, keep items when eliminated I've set that to delete them. That's to stop the props dropping their prop gun on the ground and then the seekers being able to use that. I've also turned off the ability to drop items, and I've also turned off the ability to pick items up. I've left the respawn time as 5 seconds, the spawn immunity is all default, full damage is off, gravity is left normal. I've turned jump fatigue off, glider redeploy off, player flight off. I've turned off the player flight sprint, the flight speed. The player names and locations I've set to always hide. This is so that when you're as a prop, you can't actually see where your teammates are hiding. So when you get eliminated and you have to join the seeking team, you don't have a massive advantage by knowing where all of your teammates were hiding before you got eliminated. All the other options are default. For the UI settings, I've pretty much left all of this the same. The only thing that I've done is I've changed the scoreboard win condition to score. And that's it. I think I've gone over every single device and setting that I have enabled to turn this map into an infected prop hunt game mode. So that's going to be it for this series, guys. If you did enjoy this series, guys, let me know in the comments below, and we might be able to do this for another map in the future. Make sure to watch the trailer tomorrow, guys. I'm going to actually add a couple more game modes to this map, so all of those extra game modes will be listed in the description below. But that's going to do it for this episode and the series, guys. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.